All new at 10. Do you know when to step away?
Yeah, definitely gets overwhelming.
Or are you getting too sucked in by social media?
It's all essentially a fantasy land.
The dark side of your favorite sites and the reality of full-blown addiction. So admit it, you've probably spent a little too much time looking at pictures on Instagram, maybe scrolling through Facebook or at some point, right?
Oh, sure, of course. I think we all have. But what if we told you it is so addicting and it is so competitive that social media could actually be making you sick? Elizabeth Irwin, live in our newsroom social media center to explain exactly how that works.
And Elizabeth, we're talking about Twitter, Facebook, Pinterest, you name it.
Absolutely, Steve and Stephanie. I don't know about you, but when I see some of the things that people post on their Pinterest pages or on their Facebook pages, I wonder how the heck were they able to do that themselves? Experts say trying to keep up with the internet Joneses can really take its toll, especially if you make it more than just a fun hobby.
I use social media every single day.
Kelly Burleson is like a lot of us, spending, let's admit it, way too much time scoping out who's doing what on social media.
Usually just photos, funny tweets, something that'll keep my mind off of class.
While Kelly's site of choice is Facebook, yours might be Instagram, Twitter, or Pinterest like Alexis Crissay.
We did a Lego wall, which is really cool, which I found on Pinterest.
Her pinning has been pretty focused lately.
I'm pregnant.
Alexis has spent the past 9 months getting ready for her baby boy to arrive.
I really relied on Pinterest the whole time for the whole baby room planning.
Yeah, but you know how it is. You log on for one thing.
Probably an hour at night.
And hours later, you're still pinning, posting, liking, retweeting. You get the idea.
Once you start, you can't stop, which is scary. Yeah, definitely gets overwhelming.
Experts say that's where using social media can go from fun to a full-blown addiction.
We live in a world where the rules just don't apply. We're no longer able to realistically judge the worth of other people. It's all essentially a fantasy land, and I think this has taken a bigger psychological effect on all people, but especially women, given that they're using these sites more often, causing things like depression and anxiety, probably on a larger scale than any drug has ever caused in America.
Dr. Michael Yazinski is a psychiatrist who says too often women are using social media to figure out if they measure up.
Now your sense of self is now potentially all based on whether or not you feel like you are as good as everyone else out there.
You know, you've been online, looked at that perfect birthday cake or photo and thought, I could probably do that. But more often than not, what you think you can do doesn't match reality.
We get so many phone calls all the time with people bringing us pictures, asking us, can you recreate this? Can you make this for my party?
Candy Shipley owns Frosted Frenzy Cupcakes. Since moms started trying to keep up with what they see online, she's gotten a lot of interesting requests.
They were doing a party for a baby's first tooth. And asked if we could make a tooth. And so we were like, okay, no problem.
Businesses like hers can help you fake it, bringing those social media worthy goodies to the party without the anxiety of having to do it yourself. Dr. Yazinski says taking some of the pressure off is a good thing.
You know, the important thing always is to not get your self-worth from one single location.
He says the important thing about any social media is to remember it's supposed to be fun.
We're all going to compare ourselves, and maybe you're not going to make the best cake or design the best products, but that little letdown can then be just a letdown rather than it be the sole definition of your self-worth.
As for Alexis and Kelly,
Just limit myself, know when it's time to, okay, I'll spend my time on Instagram, but now it's time to do what I need to do.
they know it's addicting, but they also know when to step away from the computer.
That's the dangerous thing about Pinterest.
And that's really the key here, is you need to know when to step away from the computer, put your tablet down, and go interact with real people. Dr. Yazinski says if you're using social media for more than half an hour a day, it's probably too much. And Steve, Stephanie, I'm usually guilty of that. How about you?
Sure, absolutely.
Interacting with real people.
Who are real people?
I don't know.
Crazy thought. Wow.
Elizabeth, thank you.